Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Prescott, and I'm with Charbeck, and we deliver the Celebration HR course to prepare individuals for the PHR and SPHR exam, and now even the APHR. And today I'm very excited to talk to one of our former participants, Jennifer, who just has an outstanding background and a success story to tell. And Jennifer, thank you so much for carving time out of your day today just to share with us a little bit about how you prepared for success. And so, Jennifer, before we begin, maybe you can kind of give us a little sense about your background as an HR professional, maybe the types of companies that you've worked for, the type of experience that you have.
Sure. Well, my HR experience was really more in training and development at my current company, which is a consulting firm. And within the past year, I moved kind of more into the core HR part of talent management. And when I did that, I knew I wanted to be certified, one for my own development and certainly to help me in my role. So that's what my background is. I've got about 3.5 years, I'd say, in HR at this point.
Okay. So it sounds like maybe that big driver for you to get certified and to do the hard work that it takes to get certified, that credential is really, truly important for you at this time.
Yes, it is in my current work that I'm doing, so I could do it to the best of my ability, and also for my future in case I decide to change jobs at some point. I'll have this with me forever to be able to take anywhere else and have that knowledge and that certification.
Absolutely. So would you mind sharing a little bit about how did you go about preparing for the exam?
Well, I was actually referred to Celebration HR by someone who had already taken the course and was successful in achieving their PHR. And I met one-on-one with my instructor once a week for about an hour and a half. And then there was quite a bit of prep before each class, a lot of reading and taking notes and answering questions. I would say I spent roughly an hour or hour and a half per day, and on the weekends probably about 3 hours. It varied week to week. But it was a big chunk of time to set aside for myself and, for my family to be kind of respectful of that time as well.
Absolutely. So if you had to put a number on it, from the time you actually got those books delivered on your doorstep to the time you actually took the exam, how many hours total would you say? Over 150, over 200? What would that number look like for you?
I'd say it was probably between 200 and 250 hours.
Okay, great. Now, did you feel prepared for the exam when you sat down and you were, it was exam day? I mean, did you feel prepared that you've done the things that you needed to do?
Yes, I definitely felt prepared. Even probably a few days before the exam, I was just, at that point, I could tell I was ready to take it. So I noticed I had kind of taken every pre-test I could and was answering all the questions, and so I definitely felt prepared.
Okay, great. So, sometimes students get that feeling when they start a prep course, somewhere around maybe those 4 to 5 weeks in, there's like this feeling of like in their gut that is like, wow, there's a lot to do here. Did you have that feeling, and if so, how did you work your way through that?
I absolutely had my freak-out moments, as you know, since you were my instructor, where I felt overwhelmed, and there were just a few weeks there where the material was quite substantial, and I really just had to remind myself this is for a short period of time. Talking to you helped a lot as well to kind of work through that, and talking to my friend who had previously taken the course to get some coaching from her as well. So all of that kind of helped to calm me and keep me going, and they were literally just humps, and once I got over the humps, I was back in kind of a groove.
Good. So, now that you've come out on the other end successful, is is there anything that you would do differently about the way that you went about preparing?
The only thing I'd probably do differently is in my mind, I had when I was going to kind of study or set aside time each week. I think I would be more diligent about that. Like I would calendar that time, and I would share that with my family or whoever you're, living with if you are. So everyone kind of knew that this was a sacred time. I think I would just be a little bit more diligent in setting aside time for studying instead of having it in my head how I think this week's going to play out.
That is great advice. Great advice. So, what other advice would you have for future exam takers?
Certainly, staying on top of the material. I can't imagine if I would have gotten behind in the material, what that would have been like. So definitely stay on top of the material. Take any and every pretest possible because they really were right on and very much like the true exam. So those would be my two big things to advise people to do.
Right. So what did it feel like when you hit, submit and you saw sort of those tentative results come up? Can you describe that feeling of just what did it feel like on exam day?
It was a sense of relief. Certainly. I was really proud to have accomplished it. I was proud for myself. It reminded me that whatever I put my mind to, I can accomplish. And I was just so excited to get back to work, share it with my manager, share it with my teacher, share it with my family, and know that this is something that I was kind of one and done. I did it. It's over. And I've got this that I'll be able to have for the rest of my career.
Perfect. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much just for your time and your commitment just to the HR profession, to the course, and yet just being a great, I think, testimonial of what people can do and achieve when they put their mind to it. And I just, again, I know that you are going to go on and could continue to do great things for the HR profession. And so I just certainly want to thank you so much for your efforts and your contribution that you have made and will continue to make to our wonderful profession. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.